Blood Tested by Sebastian Olko. In the lands of Emphalion lies a city under constant battle from the forests around it. Almus is a military city that guards the southern provinces from the northern dangers, though 3 adventurers plan to start new lives there. With a bounty in hand, the group has reason to enter the guarded city. The group heads towards the town. Varus, the short one in a cloak, says, "Lots of farmland for such a dangerous place." The sounds of cannons cracks through the air, surprising our adventurers. Marcus, the one in the helmet, responds, "What was that noise?" They look ahead to see a battle with goblins against a guard. They quickly join the fray, swords clashing and spells cast. Soon the goblins are defeated. "Thank you, strangers. Without your help, I would have surely perished. Is there any way I can thank you?" Biff responds, the one with the antlers. "We would like to talk to your captain about this bounty we have." He responds, "Right away. Come inside the walls." Inside they meet the guard captain. "You have my thanks for helping my men and solving this bounty's issue. Here, take this payment of 20 gold. If you're interested in more bounty jobs, I suggest heading to the Beast's Head pub." Biff responds, "Thank you, we'll have to look into it." The group moves through the town towards the pub. They arrive at a simple building with a small, simple pub sign saying Beast's Head Pub. They open the door to a full tavern of well-armed men and a man standing behind the bar looking at them as they enter. The group approaches the man. The man stands firm. "Hello, my name is Nasir. How may I help you, gentlemen?" Biff responds, "We're looking to take any bounties you might have." "If you want access to our bounties, you must first become a member of the Beast's Head Pub." Biff responds, "Yeah, we'll join your guild." "Then what are your names and roles?" The first to speak was Varus. "My name is Varus. I'm a rogue in these parts." Then it was Biff. "My name's Biff. I'm a druid of the forest. I use nature magic." Finally was Marcus. "My name's Marcus. I'm the cleric of the group." "Good. Now stick out your arms and take the mark of the Beast's Head Pub." They outstretch their arms. Nasir motions his hands over as a brand burns into their skin. Marcus winces, but tries to shrug it off while the others only wince a little. "You now have 3 days to finish your first bounty, or else a bounty will be placed on you to take back our brand." He motions to the wall of nailed flesh with brands. The group looks worried. Nasir hands them a bounty. "You must collect 50 pounds of black dragon hide. There is a dragon wormling 1.5 days north of the city, in a lair. You should be able to take it on." They quickly rush out the door of the pub, trying to get a head start on this new quest. Running through the streets, the group reach the northern gate. Then, outside, they are seen just running through, straight towards the forest. The group travels through the forest. Varus stops. "Guys, I think I heard something. Let's scout ahead." They hide behind a log as they see 2 lizard men talking. Biff quietly hushes. "What are they talking about?" Marcus whispers back, "I don't know, I can't understand them." They then hear a noise from behind. A 3rd lizard spots them. A fight occurs. Varus managing to hit the lizard man very hard, but sadly not enough, and is taken out by that lizard. Marcus uses his crossbow to help Biff in the fight against his lizard, but this leaves him open to an attack from behind. Marcus's shield blocks the hit, but sadly he couldn't block the second, and is also taken out of the fight. Biff sees his friends almost dead. Anger passes over Biff. Biff uses his druidic powers to transform into a bear, and mauls the 2 lizards. He then quickly transforms back into a human, and uses his knowledge of nature to revive the two. As they get up, Ferris starts talking. We need to rest up. Marcus adds to it. Yeah, that fight took a lot out of me. They rest for the night in a round cove of trees and wait for the next day. As sunrise approaches, the group begins to wake. They continue the travel, heading deeper into the wilderness. They arrive at the mouth of a large cave, with the look of a gaping maw ready to eat its prey. They slowly make their way inside. They see a sleeping dragon, and they brace for what they don't know. Marcus lets out a little chuckle at its small size. The dragon wakes, though, and spits acid at them, and then shadows engulf its presence. Not being able to see, Biff notices a shape in the shadows and attacks it. The strike is true, making him happy that he hit his target, but unbeknownst to him, it was only a rock, and from behind now sits the dragon. Before Varys can even warn him, the dragon is on top of him. The dragon knocks out Biff, while Varys comes from the shadows. Varys, emerging from the shadows, plunges a dagger into the dragon, killing it. Marcus helps Biff up by giving him a healing potion after the battle. Biff answers, "Thanks, you saved my life." To which Marcus responds, "We're even now." Varys chimes in, "I think I should get to work on skinning this beast." Varys skins the dragon wormling. The group starts leaving the cave with their new treasure, and once outside the cave, Varys listens again. "Can you hear that flapping noise?" Biff responds quickly, "Must be the mother. We have to get out of here." They start running into the forest and hear the roar from behind them as the mother must have discovered what happened to her child. They quickly hide under the roots of a tree as a large shadow flies overhead, towards the city, but does not notice them. Biff starts a discussion. "We should rest for the night after that battle." Varys responds, "We don't have enough time to get back to the town." "Trust me," says Biff. And the group agrees to rest down for the night. The group rests near a tree, but without a fire so as to not draw any attention. The next day, Varys chimes up. "Now what? We have over a day's travel and only today left for our bounty." Biff still calmly responds, "I got this, guys." Biff transforms into a large warhorse, and the group with its newfound steed climbs on and gallops towards the city. They arrive at the outskirts and see the damage the mother dragon left. Varys sadly calls out, "Well, it could have been worse. At least the city was not attacked." To which Biff responds, "Yeah, I guess so." Biff quickly transforms back, and they enter the city. They walk the streets towards the pub, and as they enter, Nasir looks up from his bar. He smiles while crumpling and tossing away a paper. "I won't be needing that, it seems." And they approach the bar. They hand him the skin, and Nasir answers, "Well, it seems you have accomplished your bounty. Time for you to join the guild. Stick out your arms." The group sticks out their arms with the already ready brands. He waves his hands over again, and as a blood drop is now burned into their skin under the letters. "Congratulations," he says. "You are now blood tested." The whole tavern cheers as they raise their drinks towards the new adventurers. The end. What I've learned about storyboarding. The first thing I learned was the use of motion. It was one of the first things that caught my attention as a new skill. Using curved lines to show direction of movement gave life to my prior, very still-looking images, the use of which in my storyboard is plentiful, with almost every movement conveyed through the curving of limbs to give the body a natural flow and direction. The next thing learned was directing the eyes. Directing the viewer to look and focus at what I want was a challenge for me to use, but I believe I did it justice. In scenes with moving characters, I chose to have lines converge to points, giving the viewer's eyes somewhere to follow, and making the viewer see what direction I was trying to take my characters in. In the case of the resting scenes, they were rounded to give the viewer's eyes nowhere to escape, but just to sit and enjoy the relaxation that I gave in the story. To this points to the stress and breaks. I used a mix of stress and breaks to keep the audience on edge for what may happen to our characters. I start with a small goblin battle to give excitement to the story. Stress is then added with the news of their trial. This is further enforced with the lizard battle that almost ends in the party's demise. A break is taken, though, when within the relaxing circular grove, the party is able to rest. This is then put back into stress again when the party enters the dragon's lair, and Biff falls unconscious in the battle. Again reinforced with the threat of the mother dragon after the fight. Finally, the last rest is taken, and the viewer can take a break from the action with the party, with stress being used for the party's rush and return, and then no more stress once they become blood-tested. It thoroughly finishes the story. Next is the use of dramatic irony. I use dramatic irony in my storyboard by having the character Biff believe he sees the dragon in the smoke screen, but instead all he does is attack a boulder. While the audience and even Varys know this, the character believes he slew the beast, and is then taken by surprise when the dragon attacks him, while the audience knew what was going to happen, giving a sense of irony to the scene. The next thing I learned to use was emotion. To give the audience emotion, I chose to show the consequences for the character's actions with a return to the farmlands. At the start, Varys speaks about how nice the farms are for such a dangerous place, but then the emotion of regret sets in when the farm is destroyed by the mother dragon, giving the audience a sense of loss and showing how realistic the consequences are for the actions the people take in the story. Finally was the balance of fear and hope. The final lesson I learned was the use of fear and hope as a pendulum similar to Scheherazad's story. The beats of fear and hope match that of stress and breaks. But with fear, it's fear that the characters may not be able to make it through their journey, and instead failing, or worse, dying. While hope comes, for instance, when Biff is able to pull through and become a bear to fend off enemies, or a horse to speed the trip up. Hope also comes when Varys uses his cunning to sneak up and slay the dragon. With this balance of hope and fear, the viewer is able to stay interested in the story for longer and enjoy it a lot more. With that, that is the finish of my storyboard. Thank you very much for watching.